The president still thinks that D.C. should become the 51st state. That is something that he has supported for decades, not just these last couple of years. But he feels as president, he has the obligation as well to keep America's cities safe, to keep communities safe. And this is one step in a way to do that. That's it.
The president just tweeted a couple maybe 2 minutes ago regarding the D.C. home rule, saying he would sign the resolutions that should be passed the Senate to overturn the changes to D.C.'s criminal code. The president's spoken a bit about his support for D.C. Statehood in the past. But, why does he believe that he should step in where the residents of D.C.'s elected representatives, pass these changes? Why does he believe that he should substitute his wisdom and judgment for theirs?
So look, I mean, just to double down and triple down on what the president has said for decades, which is that he believes every city should have the right to self-government. That is still is the same case. That hasn't changed anything. He has long believed that D.C. statehood should be something that the residents of D.C. should be allowed. Again, that hasn't changed. But this is different. The way that we see this is it's very different. This is the D.C. Council put changes forward over the mayor's objections, and the president doesn't support changes like lowering penalties for carjacking. So this piece is different, but again, it doesn't change the administration strongly supporting H.R. 51, which would have made D.C. the 51st state. That is something that he still very much supports, and we're going to continue to call on Congress to provide a swift and orderly transition to statehood for the people who live here in D.C.
I was hoping you could explain a little bit why this is different, just because it's different. The president believes that every city should have the right to self-government, except if he disagrees with the outcomes of their governing process.
Look, one thing that the president believes in is making sure that the streets in America and communities across the country are safe. That includes D.C. That does not change. That's why he puts forward a historical plan that he hopes Republicans in Congress would support, which is his Safer America plan. That is something that the president has led. When you think about keeping communities safe, when you think about making sure that we're also protecting our law enforcement and making sure that we have law enforcement in communities that continue to keep communities safe, that's something that he has led on. So when it comes to what this proposal brings forth, which is, really lowering penalties for carjacking, that's not going to, he doesn't believe that's going to keep our community safe. So if the bill comes, he's going to take action, as he said. Just
another step in this, because the principle of the matter, the president's making a principled statement that he supports city self-governing.
I think those two things.
Trying to overturn their
those two things could exist at the same time, right? We've heard that throughout our lives, right? When we hear things that we may not agree with, that they both could exist at the same time. Which is the president still thinks that D.C. should become the 51st state. That is something that he has supported for decades, not just these last couple of years. But he feels as president, he has the obligation as well to keep America's cities safe, to keep communities safe. And this is one step in a way to do that. That's it. Yeah, Justin.
Sorry, I just want to look back on that really quickly.
Yeah.
So is the principle here that the president believes in self-rule and autonomy, except if he believes that D.C. is passing laws that would leave its residents unsafe in some way? I don't think it's every piece of legislation. This is going to come to his desk, and he has a decision to make for the people of D.C., right? He actually has a decision that is going to be put in front of him. Well, it's not a decision now, it's a precedent that he's setting. In the SAP that you guys issued, it said Congress should respect the district's autonomy to govern their local affairs. For too long, Washington residents have been deprived full representation, and the principle of taxation without representation. There is obviously a sort of immediate question about whether these changes done by the D.C. Council are smart or good policy, but there's also a principle about when the president would intervene to overrule the elected representatives.
I get the question, Justin, I really do. And what I'm saying to you is that the president supports D.C. statehood. That has not changed. That is something that he has supported for the past 2 decades or more. Certainly, he was very clear about that during the campaign. We've been very clear about that the last 2 years. The president is this piece of legislation is being put forward to him that's going to become law, clearly, right, once he signs it. And it's a decision that he gets to make, right, to protect communities across the country. And this is a way that he believes that he can do that. he believes by signing this into law that it will protect communities, and so that matters. That matters. You all were asking me.
It matters more than the self-governance.
No, I'm saying both things can exist at the same time. You
I'm not
can't.
sure that they can.
No,
if I'm being honest, either you can make decisions for yourself, or I will make decisions for you.
But
that I believe in your best interests.
the decision that he is making, he's making it for the people of DC, right?
But
By
he's
making
opposed
sure.
to that. He just
Yeah,
said that-
but no, I understand that. But this is being presented to him, right? This is being presented to him on signing this into law. And if you look at what is being presented to him, the mayor actually disagreed with what the DC Council put forward. And so now this is an opportunity to protect the community. That's the way the president sees this, to protect the community.